So did you know that you can predict the future? Did you know that it is possible to manifest your destiny? I'll let that sink in because it sounds crazy, but I didn't. Those of you guys that have followed me for a long time, you already know this because you've been following me for the past 5 years as I've documented my journey from being a dead broke UK student to now being a multi-millionaire, all documented. Sounds crazy when I say it like that, but I wrote down every step of the way in 2 black books. And I also released that video as well of how these 2 black books have changed my life. Little did I know that I was about to accomplish everything in that book. Now, if you're new here, this is called Ty's Talks, where I come back to you guys and document my journey, document some things that I'm thinking about, some things that I'm researching in my spare time or my retirement right now, and explain to you guys in layman terms some of the complex things that I'm thinking about. I do these videos twice a week, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel to stay tuned and actually get some real brain food for your mind. So I know right now it's very hard to find this type of information. You are either hearing people shout at you down your ear, tell you to live a better life but with no accountability, or you are watching entertainment of people that can't even fight boxing each other. Now in this video I wanted to ask you the question, have you ever watched Sherlock Holmes? If you have, then you will already have the instructions and the manual to see and manifest your future. You see, in Sherlock Holmes, it is about a person or kind of like an investigator who goes and investigates all of these different crimes, and his superpower is he is hyper analytical. So he has no magic skills. He can't fucking fire down lightning bolts or fucking run super fast, and he definitely doesn't fly, but he is one of the best heroes. The reason why is because he understands how to use his mind. He's just a mere mortal, you see, but he knows how to see the future. And how he does it is when a certain action happens, he looks at that action and he goes, right, there are only a limited amount of reactions that can happen from this, and then he analyzes those and chooses the next step. This can also be used by just observing what people are wearing. You see, when Sherlock Holmes sits down in a meeting, he sits there, takes a breath, relaxed, and he just looks at what the other person's doing. Patience. He lets the other person tell him, what they have been doing. Do they have a stain on their t-shirt from when they were eating dinner? Do they have mud on their boots from walking in mud? You have to ask yourself the question next. If he's wearing work boots, then yeah, it should have mud in it. But if he's wearing some shoes, right, some office shoes, shiny black shoes they're supposed to be, why did it have mud on it? Where has he been, right? And these are the type of thought processes he goes through just from analyzing the person's clothes, right? And a lot of you guys already know this. This isn't rocket science. I'm not speaking fucking conspiracy stuff right here. You guys already know that is how Sherlock Holmes does it. And it's quite often that we forget that we have these powers ourselves. You see, if you read things like the Emerald Tablets, things that the last copy that I looked at was over 8,000 years old. So this was the last copy, and this has been copied throughout the ages. Before the Bible and before the Quran, you can see that this stood the test of time, and it's written on a big slab. It's written on a big slab of, I think it's like a rock, a big slab of rock, and you can see the text, and they've deciphered this text. And one of the key things out there was that you can be the ordainer of your own destiny. And this is quite interesting, because I have a lot of Muslim friends and we go through these debates a lot, and actually I love a good debate, right? But we go through these debates a lot, and one of the things that we talk about is your destiny lined up? My friend, from his readings of the Quran, he believes that your destiny is already pre-written. So you kind of have this destiny written out, and that does make sense. If you look at the zodiac and the 12 zodiacs and you're interested in astrology, you will know that your astrology does impact your destiny. You don't believe that? Go speak to an astrologist. They will read out your past destiny and your past X amount of years just by looking at the stars without ever meeting you. If that doesn't at least go into your head, then I'm sorry, this isn't the right video for you, because your destiny does have something to do with the stars, right? Star signs, all that stuff are a real thing. They're just manipulated, like a lot of this other information. They are manipulated for profit, right? So no, the star sign in the paper is not the thing that determines your life. No, you need to actually hire a proper astrologist who's going to look through all of your shit all together, all the different pieces of information, and give you a proper thing. Yeah, so don't think I'm going to start telling you that just because you're Pisces, blah 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 blah, or start Nah, we're not here for that. We're here for real shit. Now, the Emerald tablets say that you are the ordainer of your own destiny. And that made me think a lot. It made me think a lot because I've spent thousands of dollars. You've seen the last video, right? I spent thousands of dollars on courses and mentorship and really locked in on some of the teachings that my mentors gave me before I realized that this was agent information. And that's what sent me down this rabbit hole. You know, it was a big realization for me. I was fucking super emotional when I realized that this information is not new. I really thought that this information was something that I stumbled upon, that, you know, I've opened a new perspective to reality. And then I realized that this information, people have been trying to batter it into our brains for so long, but it gets drowned out by social media, and it gets drowned out by the constructive reality of money that we live in right now, right? Everybody's so focused on making money that they forget to actually sit down and educate themselves. So how can you take advantage of this? Right? You understand that you have the power to see the future like Sherlock Holmes. Right? Anybody can look at a person's shoes and pre-predict that they'll probably be in the mud. Right? Anybody can just really observe somebody's clothing and t-shirts and analyze these type of things. If you see a cat here, oh no, it's not a cat here, but if you've seen a cat here on my t-shirt, what would you be able to assume? Right? I've got cats. I do have some cats in the house. Now, by doing this, you can actually use this for yourself, meaning that you can look at your future reality and you can give it a think. You can go, okay, now if I want to get out of the hood, I want to start making money online, I want to be a better person, I want to be fitter, healthier, stronger, I want to take care of my friends and family, I want to live a good life, I want to be able to be free, I want to be able to travel. And you can really meditate on that. You can think, okay, if I want to be doing that, you know, when I want to be doing that, what am I doing at that point? What does my days look like? What do my routines look like? Am I sat there watching KSI box, or am I doing shit to make money online? Am I building businesses? Am I networking with people in the industry? Am I taking action? But if you can think about these actions that that person is doing, then you can be the ordainer of your own destiny. And it sounds crazy even me saying that, because I paid thousands of dollars for a coach to sit down and break this type of information down to me. And it really did change my life. Little did I know that this was an 8,000-year-old tablet. 8,000 years old. Take that in. Not 2,000, right? 8,000. So not when Jesus was about, thousands of years before that, right? We're talking when the Mayans were walking the earth, when the Anunnaki were walking the earth, right? That's when this type of information was getting dropped. And now you're seeing that it's just being repackaged. What people don't realize, that if you can really sit and ponder and have this at the top of mind, one method that I like to use is I get post-it notes, and I'll go on this post-it note and I'll write down all of these things that are going through my brain, and I'll put it on the wall. And then this will allow me to keep it top of mind, because I'm not always going to be in that state. You know, a lot of times when I read my 2 black books, I don't even remember that I read it, to be honest. I really don't. I don't even remember where I was when I read it. But I know that information is pure, and I know that information came from my heart. So I know to trust that information and follow it. And when you're writing down things like, okay, now I need to lock in. Now I need to grind. Okay, now I need to start studying this business, that business. Now I need to start taking action. Now I need to start doing that. When you're in that state, you are highly motivated, but you are not going to be highly motivated all the time. And you're not going to be able to chase this destiny, to chase that path that you've laid out for yourself, if you are not keeping this top of mind. So write it down, put it on the wall, these things that you want to do. Then study in those industries and only consume information in those industries. Now, I'm not saying that you have to live a boring life and you have to do this forever. But if you was to only do this for 6 months, you will be 100 times ahead. And I swear by this, you will be 100 times ahead of anybody else in your sphere, 100 times faster, because these people are only doing a minute. They're only, every time life goes shit, that's when they want to get out. Every time life goes shit, that's why you see people pray, right? Every time life goes shit, they want to do it, but they're not doing it constantly, even when life's going good. So we'll keep this one short. I love these type of subjects. They're things that I'm still learning myself every single day. And I just want to give this information back to you guys in a manner and an understanding that I would understand myself, or even the past, you know, the younger me would understand myself. Right. So as always, guys, tune into Ty's Talks. Thank you very much for watching this video. Share this with somebody else, because these aren't catchy types of videos. Share this with somebody that you know it will help with them. And I will see you guys in the next one.